But like if they lost $50 million in one complex and their coverage is say $10 million, what's going to happen to those other 40 people, right? And I think the lenders who are going to fund a loan are going to look at that and go, am I going to necessarily be able to fund that? And that's what we're having a lot of problem with these condominiums. Right. And what I do see, and more directly to kind of what we talked about with values, is that those prices of those condos, because less people can afford to either do a conventional loan or some type of special financing, which requires higher down payment, higher interest rate, something's got to budge. Right. So either the condo owners have to drop their price to make up that margin, and I don't think it's affected the actual single family home market.
Not as much as the condominiums, correct?
Because that's more of a direct impact, but that's where I see it more directly, right? Yeah. Not that I haven't seen it in regular homes where people are forced to buy. The policy that we talked about earlier, the
BAS policy?
No, the FAIR Plan.
Oh, the FAIR Plan. Yep.
Yeah, where they're forced to buy the FAIR Plan with the wrap, right? And that's more expensive, and their costs are probably double to what they're used to paying. So yeah, it's definitely an impact to the real estate market in that sense, and I'm just curious to see what the legislation or the people in power in our government are gonna do to fix it, man.
Your guess is as good as mine. I've just dug a little deeper into it, but I mean it hasn't got fixed, right? And it should have been fixed again 10 plus years ago, but here we are now, right? Now we're at the aftermath of 2 catastrophic fires, and we really dodged a bullet with Castaic. I mean that was in our backyard, and all I can do as as a local insurance representative here is be there for my clients, right? There's a lot of scared folks out there, so it's at least sending them a text message or anything, letting them know, hey, questions, concerns, anything, we got you.
I was at the networking meeting, right? We were all in a circle, we were talking, and then another agent walks in and says, hey guys, if you have a client somewhere in that area around Castaic, you guys should probably check on them, because right now there's a big fire in Castaic, right?
Right. Well, that's right. We were right in the middle of the meeting. That's right. Yes.
It was 10:30. I remember.
Right. Yeah.
I had 3 closings that week and the week after. Right. They split up.
Right.
So I had to meet the guy in Tesoro, which is new construction. Right. And he had just wired cash to the developer like the week before. So basically, they had all the money for the property. And he's staring at me, and this look on this, he looks at me and he goes, Ever, what am I going to do if my house burns down? Right. And he hadn't completely recorded, so I think he was safe. Yeah. But dude, that look on his face, and there's a 747 behind him buzzing. Right. Buzzing around. Yeah. And the things, it's dropping that red stuff on the and I'm just
the fire retardant
dude,
stuff.
It's so surreal to me. Yeah. That whole look.
I love that you brought that up, because I want to give a shameless plug to to the city of Santa Clarita. You see how swift they took action.
Oh, it went down.
Right? Yeah. Compared to the unfortunate situation that was in the LA area, right? We have such a quality, well-ran city here. And give it up to Ken Striplin, our city manager, our city council. One in particular, our current mayor, Bill Miranda. They're all at the forefront of making sure that this was tackled. Again, we dodged the bullet, but I think it was the swift actions that our city took, and the proactiveness. Right, there was water in our fire hydrants. It's
unfortunately, we're not strangers to fire.
No, there's not. Unfortunately, in Santa Clarita, there's an annual fire season.
Right. We have a fire season,
so that's unfortunate to us. But it just goes to show how well managed our city is. We're set up. I mean, it's badass.